Hello again, and welcome to another update to Roots, or at least its development. I'm happy to say that over the last month I've been able to get a good deal done both with the map and with a lot of the data structure for the server, the actual code. As mentioned in the last update video, it is my goal to get the character system working before I actually make the server publicly accessible. This requires me to set up systems for creating, managing, and organizing the data for players making new characters, as well as their account data itself. I'm essentially creating a custom database. But as opposed to using a pre-existing database system, such as SQL, I've decided to make my own data organization systems. This gives me a bit more control over the ins and outs, and allows me to better predict what sorts of errors are going to occur. The most infamous kinds of server bugs that occur in any given place are likely going to be a result of problems connecting to the database. Since I'm creating my own database, hopefully this won't be as much of an issue, or at least not the same kind of issue. So far in creating this system, I've made something which can initialize and manage data values such as your character ID, the registered owner, their name, their status, their species, their age, model, skin, modulated scale, their health, whatever injuries they have, their mood, how much focus they have, their blood and its pressure, water, food, urine, stamina, both for your arms and legs as well as your reserve, and your attributes like your strength, your endurance, and your agility, in addition to things like your individual character's skills, stuff like construction, plumbing, repair, firearms, that sort of thing, and any equipment that you might have equipped. Some of this is derived from the character creation system, which I have also begun to implement. This involves things like your individual first and last name, your character's age, whatever ailments you may begin with, and things like your ethnicity, your upbringing, and your background. This is also the sort of thing which determines whether or not you're a part of the Combine, at least when creating a character when you already have access to such a thing. In addition, I've put in the basis of the rolling system and the various RNG mechanics, including, of course, karma, which is going to play a role in everything that you do. Those who are familiar with the old root systems of things like rank points or resistance if you are a refugee will understand how karma works. Keep in mind that it's global and applies to every character, but the things that increase it and decrease it are pretty much the same. I've also put in a system that restricts how many characters you're able to make in a given amount of time, which is part of the method for actually balancing the game and punishing people who die too often, by forcing them to have to wait a period of time before being able to play again if they're out of available characters. There is of course a grace period for people who are still new to the server, but that grace period is not indefinite. In regards to a few of the specific character elements that I've been working on, the index of character backgrounds, which is related to the history that your character has before you take control of them in the train station, if karma allows, of course. The current choices available are War Veteran, Police Officer, Chef, Heavy Construction Worker, Handyman, Plumber, Electrician, Computer Programmer, Scientist, Mechanic, Chemist, and of course, most important of all, Janitor. But not all of these are purely beneficial. Some of the more dangerous ones, like War Veteran, give you huge bonuses, but also huge drawbacks. Those drawbacks generally come in the form of additional ailments. Ailments are permanent, things which are applied to your character's debuffs, if you will, weaknesses. The ones I currently have available, but are not necessarily randomly applied, are lacking the ability to speak, likely from having a surgical operation done to you, needing glasses, having a bad arm or leg, having a minor or major sickness, being poisoned, irradiated, various addictions like smoking, morphine, stimulants, and alcohol, or even having cancer. These are things that don't just show up during character creation, of course. There are many things in the world which can induce some of these effects, and even remove them. But it will be some time before I can really go in depth with the whole health and medical system. For now, this is going to remain a simple placeholder. Now, with Ben finishing up his version of our custom character model that he has dubbed the Root Suit, we are closing in on a playable, or at least testable, version of this character system. If I can get the time I need to focus on the code, I might be able to get something that needs to be tested here pretty soon. And I do hope that it is soon. I've missed Roots, and I've missed hanging out with you guys. Whether in organized testing, casual conversation, or utter chaos, it's always good to spend time with this community. Let's see how much I can get done in the coming weeks and have ready for you in the next update video.